See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage, not this is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the woke, to the sleepers, welcome to the Thinking Outside the Box podcast. Fully in effect is TOTB. Of course, I'm going to introduce you to the guys on the panel. My name is Reggie moving forward. To the right to me, we got my man, Mr. Moolah Monster himself. Say what's up, bro.
What's up, Mr. Moolah?
Yes, sir. You know it. Of course, directly to the left of me, my man, B Scholar. Say what's up to the people.
Salute.
Yes, sir. All the way over there, you see the money. You see how he look, man. My man, Holy Grind. Say what's up to the people.
Blessings, great people.
Man, we're glad that y'all tuned in with us today. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for the support that we've been receiving. We love you guys. More so than anything, we want to just embrace the moment, right? Dr. Martin Luther King was an activist, was a minister, was a leader of the civil rights movement in 1950s and 1960s, right? He had a quote that says, "Our lives begin to end the day we stop speaking about what's important." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Our lives begin to end the day we stop speaking about what's important. So that's why we're here today, guys. We're here to bring awareness. We're here to bring a voice. We are four black men speaking on one panel about something that's so prevalent in our community. And if you don't know what I mean, we're talking about what happened this week with the Capitol, right? There was a group of Trump supporters, right, that came and stormed the Capitol, and there was a lot of controversy attached to it. I want to say, first of all, this show is going to be predicated on bringing awareness to that topic. But here at TOTB, we want to give you a new way to think. You know, it's not always black and white. Sometimes it's a little green, sometimes it's a little red or blue. So what I want to ask the guys on the panel is, we have a lot of questions that we're going to ask each other. And if you guys want to chime in or, send us the email or anything like that, please feel free to do so. But I want to ask you guys, first of all, do you think that was staged, what happened a couple days ago? Grind, what you think?
Me, honestly, I believe it. Mm-hmm. I believe it was staged, even though I won't count it out either way. I do believe it was staged. When you think about how it happened and the way it took place, when I look at something and I see like May 25th, when George Floyd was murdered,
okay,
by Derek Chauvin. I saw on the 29th of May 2020, we talking about 2020, I saw the Minneapolis police, right? They surrounded, I think, the whole block protecting this man's house. You know what I mean? So that the people couldn't get through to his house. You know what I mean? And I look at the stance that they took, and I can't help but to think that in the Capitol, when you got the leaders of the nation,
correct,
that they care more about Chauvin than they do about themselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's just my take on it. I do. And it's a lot of other things that went along with it. But when I look at something like that, I can't, me personally, I can't see it being something.
So what part you think was staged? Like what part?
I think the whole thing was staged.
Oh, okay.
The whole climbing the Capitol building and all that. You think all that was staged?
I think all that was staged.
Because when we think about it, like a friend of ours that mentioned earlier before we went on air, we know how protected that place is in general. Yeah. So it's not easy just to go straight in and march. Those people march straight in there, like with no,
We've seen how they protected when the BLM movement was going through Washington. Yeah. We've seen how they protected it with big guns, assault rifles, so we know how they can do, but we seen something different this time.
What a better way of saying it, they were more relaxed.
Very relaxed. Not more, they was aggressively relaxed. You know what I'm saying?
And that brings us to the title. That brings us to the title of the show. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with the white man's restraints.
Whoa.
You know?
The title of the show is The White Man's Restraint. So obviously you see us with 4 black men with all black on and you think what's going on? You think we're about to rob somebody? No, it's for successful black men, sports articulate, knowledgeable black men talking about something that nobody wants to talk about.
Black is beautiful.
Talking about a topic that's not prevalent in our community unless they have a platform. So I want to ask B Scholar, when you first seen what happened a couple days ago at the Capitol, what was your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts was, what's going on? Like, is this something that, like, you really don't know what's transpiring because it's really live and it's in motion. So at first I thought it was just going to be like a rowdy protest and that was going to be that. But as the day continued on and as I kept checking into the news, this whole situation started to grow and to grow and to grow. But I will say about this, I didn't really know how to process it because I didn't know what I was expecting. But I will say the protest that happened in the fall of 2020 because of the George Floyd situation,
correct,
it seemed like people were more angry and more shocked at that situation than the situation we seen with the Capitol.
Okay.
That's true. That's true. And what we seen was almost like a double standard. You know, we have the officers with big guns being aggressive out there with the Black Lives Matter people. And then we seen in the Capitol where they was running, they was so, you know, restraint to those people where it was ridiculous. So I think that it's what we bringing up right now, we need a change in it. You know, we can't just think the police just out after black and brown. They want to be aggressive just to us. We got to know that you're going to be aggressive to everyone, not just us, everyone, especially when they were making terrorist attacks. That's what that was. That was a terrorist attack. And let me tell you too, they was really acting like little babies.
Who was acting like babies?
He said babies. We know what he wants to say.
Right. I'm trying to figure who acting like
He said babies. I know what he
was acting like little babies.
Right.
Because
he working. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
When a baby don't get, you know, when a baby tired of their bottle, they throw it out the way. When a baby don't get what they want, they fall out. That's what they was doing. That's exactly what they was doing. They didn't get their way, so they fell out. They was acting like babies.
So you talking from a perspective of it, if it's not staged, then that's really what was you think it was really what happened.
Listen, this is his last hurrah, and he went out just like this. We all knew this was coming, but we didn't know how it was gonna look. And since we got cameras and we just seen how it looked.
I think that's important because if we're sticking on the dynamic of, you know, of course, MLK's birthday is coming up. You know, definitely shout out to that.
Shout out to MLK.
But if we're talking about, like, he made a quote saying, a riot is the language of the unheard. Right. So if we're talking about, you know, the double standard, quote unquote, when Black Lives Matter happened with George Floyd, that was a language of people being sick of being unheard. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. This situation, do you guys think that the Trump supporters are sick of being unheard?
Well, they was actually being unheard because you got to think what they was even coming to the Capitol for. Okay. They was to hear. They came to hear out. As you saw, some people who felt that it should be a recount. You know what I'm saying? There was some people in leadership who supported Trump and that who changed their mind after this. So it wasn't like they wasn't being heard. They was being heard. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go with Grind. I don't think they were sick of being unheard. I think they're sick of these changes that we keep trying to introduce to them, right? I think what we witness is awakening of the sleeping giant, right? Sure. So in a sense, everything that was displayed on television, it always existed. Yeah. It's just that it just got caught on camera. You understand what I'm saying? So we were talking to someone, a friend of ours, when he was seeing paraplegic people, right? We're in the White House, like how did the disabled people get up in the White House? Right. You get what I'm saying? You know, Capitol Police officers taking selfies. You get what I'm saying? So
you know, let me tell you why. Because they are them.
Right. There it is.
They are them. Right. You understand? Because they can't do what these are their grandparents, these are their mothers, their fathers, their cousins. That's them. That's why they treated them. But when we out there, we not them. They not us.
So you think they was able to do what they was able to do? So basically what you saying is you don't think it was staged. You believe that it was allowed to happen because that's their people.
Yes, it was allowed to happen.
So you talking like we not citizens?
And listen, and that's why they was able to go that far.
Who is that?
Who is they?
We know who is them.
All right.
I'm trying to who is they?
We know who is the people who love to control things. People who love to think that this is theirs.
The dominant society.
Yes.
And the dominant society is
This is not there. This is ours. This is ours. So what they did, they went into our home. They went into our place. That was ours. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was a terrorist attack.
No, because how you gonna be a terrorist? I mean,
it was still It was definitely a terrorist attack.
I mean, according to the law, but what if they felt that this was their house also?
If that's what you saying, if you saying that it's theirs, then
Right.
they have the right.
Then they had a right to go into their house.
Put you in the manner what Brother Malcolm said when he said, excuse him for not being sympathetic or finding it tragic when chickens come home to roost.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's basically like what you're saying is that it just ended up happening, and they let it happen because it was them doing it to themselves.
Right. Yes. And what you gonna do? Listen, somebody come in your home. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do whatever it takes, right? By all means, right? That's what they went inside their own home. They knew they weren't gonna get. Listen, they knew they weren't gonna get too much. Listen, 4 people died. We understand that.
They say 5. They say 5.
Okay, 4 people.
That's what they tell us. What they tell us.
Rest in peace to those people. You know what I'm saying? We never don't want to see nothing like that happen. But at the same time, you guys know what y'all was doing.
So check this out. I'm glad you said that, right? I'm glad because even though I say I believe it was staged, I'm not against somebody who say, "Oh, I don't think it was staged," because it can go either way.
Yeah.
But with that being said, and then now we're talking about the deaths of the people that happened in the process of this. Let's talk about this, right? So, who is worse? Because right now they're raising an attack on Trump. You know what I'm saying? They're mad at Trump. Everybody's blaming Trump. So if it was real and it really happened. This really was an attack on the Capitol, you know what I'm saying? By the people, you know what I'm saying? Majority, I seen maybe 1 black person in the picture.
Yeah, I see about 2 in the possible.
See about 2 in the possible?
Yeah.
2 in the possible.
They still can't make board.
Okay, right. So,
still can't make board.
So the rest of the majority of the people was white that we see, right?
Right.
So if they allowed that to happen, say it happened for real and they allowed it to happen, who do you believe is the worst side? Because that, you know what I'm saying, is it the Trump supporters or the other side? Who do you see as worse?
You know who I see as worse? The police.
Is that so? What's sad though?
The police.
Which
police? The police is them.
Who is them though?
Oh, the majority.
Oh, okay.
The majority. That's them. The police. The way they acted towards that day, that was terrible. That let us know, you know what I'm saying, that it's a difference. We understand. Police is not for us. They are against us. And when people say, well, it's a 1 or 2 good cops, you know what? If they not standing up, they a part of it.
Right, but hold on a second. Now we kind of like when we talk about the police, right? The police wasn't in control of all of that. You get what I'm saying?
The police was control of most of it.
No, what I'm
the
saying,
restraint of it.
No, this what I'm saying is it's politicians that played a role. You know, as far as inciting, these people to rally. That has nothing to do with the police officers.
Like Rudy Giuliani telling them we're gonna go to combat.
They amp these people up to be carefree.
Yeah. That's part of them.
You get what I'm saying?
That's part of them.
But I feel you on that when you say all of them though. But I can't just say that. I can't just say the police though. If you ask me, like, okay, they what I'm saying is they trying to base it upon like this, right? They're saying that Trump is the reason why these people did what they did, which we know they had the rally.
Right.
And he talked, Rudy Giuliani, or somebody else that spoke there, and it was basically inciting a riot, right?
Right.
So if this thing was real, you know what I'm saying? And this is my perspective. If this thing was real, you got Trump's side and you got the other side. If this thing really happened, what this is going to expose is that the other side would be worse than even the Trump side.
Mm. And you know,
go ahead.
That's so important because we live in such a trendy society, right? Everything on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. When the election was going on, people didn't give a damn who Trump was going against. Yeah. They just wanted him out of office. And especially when Biden had a black woman as his vice president, that trended. So everybody was automatically against Trump.
That was sugar on top.
You know what I'm saying?
Sugar on top.
It was like the icing on the cake. So people don't even realize what Biden been in politics for years. So people don't realize the things he said about black people, the things that he did with black people. They don't even know the things that Kamala Harris did.
I think
to
it's
black
on
people.
record. I think we all know, you know, and listen, black people always like to give people a chance. We always like to give people a chance. That's what they're doing with Biden. They're giving them a chance.
Which is what we all should do. Always give people a chance.
And it's true. You know, everybody deserves a second chance or whatever. So he trying to right his wrong, and he did what he did.
Or is he trying to right his wrong?
We don't know. We'll see.
But that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at about this will prove that he's not about righting his wrong, because check this out.
He just safe.
Watch this. If this really happened, right? If this really happened, and it happened the way you said it, Trump and his team incited this riot to really these people to go and storm the Capitol, right?
Right.
Now they stormed the Capitol. Within them storming the Capitol, you had 5 people that got murdered or killed, right? These same people that's in control, our same lawmakers and all these different people, they have slammed thousands of our brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
I'm talking about thousands of them for felony murder.
Yep.
For
felony murder, right?
Yeah.
That means that if us 4 was to go into a grocery store to rob it,
tops and bottoms.
and we go to Thompson B's and we finna rob it, and in the process, I get killed and y'all get caught, y'all get charged with the murder.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts.
So if these people are not just as dirty or even more so than Trump, then what they would do is they would go after everybody who was with them, like that woman they showed that got shot supposedly. They would go after everybody who was with her in the instance of her committing that crime, a storm in the Capitol. Every last one of them will be charged with felony murder.
And let me ask you.
That's how it's supposed to go.
That's how I go. Am I right? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
What is your attraction to Biden? Like when you brought up the Biden situation, like it's like we repeat.
My attraction is to no one. I'm not attracted to no. Is you dumb? I'm not attracted to. Ain't no attraction.
No, listen. I know you ain't. Listen. Hold on. Listen.
I don't like neither.
We might need to put up a disclaimer around here. We don't want to get caught up with our audience. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I love my blackness. You know what I'm saying? I'm attracted to women.
Yeah, right.
Moolah monster, ladies and gentlemen.
No, what I'm saying is like when Rez talked about Biden's paperwork, you know what I mean, he was a little bit relaxed on, you know, discussing that. So that's why I said, what is your attraction to Biden? I wasn't trying to,
no.
I know you like
Biden, I think he's a piece of shit too.
Right. Okay.
You know, like, listen, we gotta look for people for us. And by being for us, we gotta understand what's the plan.
Right.
What's the goal? You understand? We can't just ride with you because you say Democrat. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why black people vote Democrat anyway. We need to look that up.
Tell the truth.
What's going on?
Tell the truth.
I'm looking at people who are for us.
Tell the truth.
We always condemning, certain black leaders for the small things they do, but like we gotta understand what have they did for us. They did a lot for us. But we don't see that. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's time for us to really get back to what we know and what we need to know. And that's our own.
I think that when you think about that, I think about what we lack as a community is black male leadership. And I think that, even when we see an example of that, right, we sometimes we put a cap on that person. For example, like when Barack Obama became president, we were saying, well, why can't he do this? Why can't he do that? Because he's a black man. Right. But people don't know when we're talking about the white man's restraint, Barack Obama couldn't do what he wanted to do as a black man because he was in that seat. Now, people can have their opinions about it, whatever. But I feel like if Barack Obama was still in office and he lost to, let's say, Trump, and a group of black people went to storm the Capitol, right, for Obama, it would have been a total different scenario than how it went the last.
It would have been a.
couple
It would have
been a group of dead
It would have been
people.
10,000 Jacob
It would have been a
Blakes.
massacre.
Yeah, it was some
It'd been
dead people.
10,000 Jacob Blakes, and that's what we talking about. Like, man, you know, we look at that. What really this is trying, like, even this thing going forth is like taking the attention off of what just happened about these charges not being brought against this police that shot our brother in his back
Right.
multiple times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we pay when you pay attention to this stuff, like how they trying to sway things and shift the media. You know what I'm saying? Away from that's another reason why I feel like some of this stuff is staged because it always happened around those times.
That's
You know
part.
what I mean? And it's taking it away from what just happened about how these people over in Kenosha, how they didn't charge them when they blatantly shot that man in his back all the time. Yet they ain't show no restraint then, but you can show all this restraint to 1,000 people, this invading a place where all your world leaders is at, and it show you how powerful it is. You just said Obama was in a position where he couldn't do everything that he wanted to do because of the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the house. This is that house that we're
Right.
talking about that was being stormed. And you mean to tell me y'all won't protect them? Y'all show more restraint? Listen, this is what pisses me off. Real talk. If it's real, if this really happened, it showed that the whole system is complete trash.
Of course.
Because what it's showing you is that they have more sincerity, more care. They're more loving towards the lives of white criminals than they are towards the lives of innocent
White
black
privilege.
children.
Well, hold on a
White
second.
privilege.
Hold on a second. But-
Innocent black, they are more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
no,
think
I get
about
you.
it.
But I think, I think we knew this though.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a surprise.
So it's like a new phenomenon. I think when we seen it on television, now we can't lie to each other no more. You know what I mean? Because we keep trying to fit into these different boxes and saying that these things don't exist. What we saw on TV lets us know that whatever your gut feeling is real. You get what I'm saying?
I got a question though.
Right.
What we seen on TV, did we really like look at ourselves?
That's what we should have been doing. That's what I'm getting at.
Did we
That's
really
what I'm saying.
look at ourselves?
When we looked at TV, we should have been really taking the time to evaluate ourselves, like what we allow, what we not gonna change, what we not gonna fix. You get what I'm saying? Because see, when we keep sitting up here saying like they more compassionate, they should. They taking care of their people, they should. The question is, when will we love each other? When will we be compassionate with each other? When will we know that we don't have no friends? You get what I'm saying?
Say when we have to say, well, when we have wake up and have compassion on our own.
Like
they got compassion.
Like they get compassion on their own.
And first, we have to speak up.
Definitely.
Right.
Because when we in those places and we are the minority, we have to speak up and say, this is wrong, what's going on here. We need to change. See, that's what a lot of people ain't doing. Police officers, you know what I'm saying? People when the judges, they're not doing it. They know things are wrong, but since they are quote unquote want to be the majority, they want to vote what's going on. No, speak up.
So basically, they selling out for their position.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
And people been doing that for years.
Yeah, that's true.
They sell out for money and sell out for position.
That's
Those
true.
two things what people sell out for.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because those two things can feed their family. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand too, like, But
I'm gonna say, like, did you look at the signs that the people were carrying when they said, what was it? The one with the snake. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, they believe in what they doing. You know what I mean? They believe that this is their place, this is their home. The question is, do you believe that we belong here?
And true, listen,
No.
those people, Biden talking about defunding the police, right? He's talking about defunding the police.
That's a whole nother show
So we seen those police out there. We already know those police on Trump's side. So those are Trump people. So those police not gonna do nothing to those people. Because they see alike, be alike.
But that's what make me even more so think like it's staged because bro, Trump ain't the most powerful person in this world.
He
man.
can't be.
There's people that got way more power.
No,
than
I'm
Trump
telling
do.
you, listen, they created a monster. And they had to sit there and let him dwell in this. Listen, they had to sit there and let him dwell in this and not knowing that he was gonna start doing other things.
But listen, bro, America is the monster itself. You know what I'm saying? America is the monster.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
all he's doing is doing what they've already permitted for others to do to us, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we talking about when we talk about the white man's restraint, is how they hold themselves back when it comes to this is why we so adamant about when we talk, like even off camera, when we just communing about how ain't none of them for us, period.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they was, they wouldn't be holding back their voice. They would be more vocal. Perfect example is like, okay, Biden, for instance. 2014 was a very rough year. I don't know if you remember, but I think November 22nd and the 20th of 14, what was it? Laquan McDonald got killed one of those days. And then Tamir Rice got murdered, 12 years old, by the police.
Yeah.
Another one of those days. Okay. And that same year, 2014, Eric Garner was murdered, right? Mm-hmm. You ain't seen no restraint being shown by them police, right?
No.
Right.
Now, you saw a lot of restraint on Biden's side. Want me to tell you why you saw a lot of restraint on Biden? Because he was vice president. He didn't say nothing. He didn't speak up for our people.
He didn't say them thugs.
He didn't say them thugs.
He didn't say those right.
And the only reason he called the people the thugs to storm the Capitol was because Pritzker said it first.
And it fit
Pritzker was the first one to call all them thugs. And then he said, that's if it's real though. If it's real, because it could be phony.
Because right now, because of that situation, do you believe with all this conversation about let's impeach Trump? This is another thing that's staged. It's like they trying to create this narrative like we really understand what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? That this stuff is really bad. Let's impeach him. And then people quitting their job 3 days before the contract over with.
Oh my God.
It's really kind of like I quit, you know, but it's the contract over on Saturday. You know what I mean? So
do y'all feel that he should be impeached?
Trump?
Yeah.
I think it's nonsense.
It definitely.
You only have like 11 days left. Like, do you really think he should be impeached?
I think he should be arrested.
That's it.
Come on,
Let me tell you why he should be arrested, bro. He needs to be locked up.
Yeah.
Right now, you got Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover.
Yes, sir.
Locked up in a federal penitentiary
40 some odd years.
with no human contact, right?
Yes, sir.
And they locked up with no human contact because they feel they're a threat to society.
And this system got more bodies.
Here go the president of the United States, who sent, if this is real, who sent, and this is what I'm saying, this would make other side worse. If you got Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover locked up thinking they're a menace to society because they got so much power amongst our people, but yet you got a president who even took y'all people and sent them in to possibly harm not only Democrats, but Republicans that supported him too. He didn't give a damn about none of them. You sent all these people there to do that. You tell me he ain't more dangerous. They went to the Capitol now. Tell me he ain't more dangerous than Jeff Fort or Larry Hoover. Tell me that.
Listen,
tell me what happened to that lady.
Let me finish. And if he is, if that makes sense to you, that he's more dangerous, and they do not go after him, like they got these brothers locked up for the rest of their life with no human contact. Come on, man. Tell me they not worse.
Okay, listen here. If Trump pardoned Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover, would you ride with him?
No, I'm still not finna ride with him. I'm glad he did. He did a good thing.
Hey, look,
about that, but I ain't gonna ride with him.
He better get it done in 13 days.
Right, exactly.
He running out of time. You finna let Larry out, you got 13 days,
Joe. Right now.
No, I think it's super important because you got people, I mean, you know, just like we're up here, we got people that's the opposite color, right? What do you say to the people that think that there's a double standard from this protest or riot that just happened compared to what happened last year with George Floyd? What do you say to those people?
Man, only thing you gotta do is look.
Yeah.
The only thing you gotta do is look. Those guys, listen, I ain't never seen 6, 7 big guys and like army fatigue. They was so big, Joe. Like
they had tanks.
It was crazy.
Full body armor.
Listen, they went and got them.
They had their sticks out swinging.
They went and got them guys from somewhere, man, Russia or something. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys was big and they was brutal too. Like you seen them chasing the guys who was looting and stuff like that. These guys was big, man.
It's pretty simple. You seen how we treat citizens, and you seen how we treat foreigners.
No, listen, those was security guards. Yeah. Listen, at the Capitol, those were security guards. Those weren't police officers.
That's why I don't believe it was real, bro. Right. That's why I don't. And even if it ain't real, it still make it bad. Even if it ain't real, it still make them bail because that means that y'all will go this whole extent to put on a show, right? To try to persuade the people. All you're doing is trying to persuade the people that there's a good side and a bad side to y'all when y'all all evil to say.
All evil.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get them to think that it's a good side and a bad side. And if you will go that far of an extent to show that fake it and put out there blatantly that you are more lenient again towards white criminals than you are the black.
That's why I don't think it's staged.
Children.
It's too many people involved. When you stage something, it can't be these many people involved.
Yes, it can.
Yes,
Let me
it
tell you
can,
why.
dude.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
can,
can.
bro.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
can.
can. Hey,
No.
bro, it's easy to stay. You know, I mean, if you put out a casting movie for Lucasfilm,
You're gonna need like 10, 12 actors.
You know what I'm saying? You know how many people show up. But listen, all you gotta do is look at the people in the what's the one lawmaker that was from
It's a new day and age,
from Virginia
man.
that was in the crowd. Derek let me look up. I'm gonna look up his name.
He was a politician,
He
right?
a politician. He was caught in the crowd.
Right.
He was caught in the crowd. So I mean, it's easy. Derek Evans.
Right.
Derek Evans from Virginia. Then
Right.
you had another guy they caught on camera in there, Rick Saccone. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Another
Politician.
Republican.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you had people in that crowd that was of the essence of people that say Trump supporters or Republicans. But it's easy for them to get their people together, man, and stage something like this, man. It's easy to put on a movie, bro. It's not that hard to put on a movie.
But when you stage something, it's for a better cause.
No, this
right?
one, this.
Ain't no better cause because he just took a defeat and he took an L. It's done.
But that's the cause. The cause is to make you think that there's a good side.
Well, he made
and a
history.
bad. Not
If
him.
that's what he wanted to do.
Not
He made
him.
history.
I'm not saying just him. I'm talking about all of them. He in cahoots with the ones he fighting against, if
Yes,
you ask
sir.
me.
Fact.
So they the one, all of them
Fact.
together is trying to put on a show
Fact.
like there's a good side and a
in the
bad
back.
side.
This
when
is what
it's
he's
not.
saying, that it's staged. Like he's
I got
saying,
you. I got
everything that we seen on television is also to push another agenda, right?
Yes.
So we'll hate Trump and now try to give all our
Well, you know
love
what?
to Biden.
Biden.
When everybody is they all in tune
Well,
with
listen,
each other.
Yeah.
we can't believe what we want to believe then. Like, we can't believe this and then say, you know what, this is staged. We got to say, no, everything is staged.
That's what we
whatever
said.
that you hear.
Right.
You can't.
And we're not debating that. If you listen to what I said in the beginning, I said I think that, but I would never down you for saying it's not staged. Because if it's not staged, that still supports the narrative that if it is not staged, then it's a whole bunch of people, white people, that should be charged with felony murder right now.
Yeah.
For all them people that died during the process of them committing this
Home
crime.
invasion.
I'm saying home invasions.
Yeah.
All this, a lot of charges should be brought down. And they didn't have masks on. So y'all know y'all went after had face recognition and went after people that when they was looting and stole ATM machines and everything and had masks on and everything. Y'all found these people. But these people was in here with only a couple of them had on makeup, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of them, they was, like I said, we talking about they wheeling them out in their wheelchair.
Listen,
they should all be charged
They say
in committing that crime with the people that got murdered.
this is the difference. They said 93% of the Black Lives Matter protests was peaceful.
Yeah.
93%. I know 93% is good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it.
They said that's an 8
So-
in certain schools.
Okay, so if we know that they was peaceful, look how many people that died. Look how many people that got hurt. You know what I'm saying? It was tremendous. And these people at the Capitol who, terrorized these people, man, I think it needs to be more than just a smack on the wrist.
Yes.
It
Yes.
should be more than that.
But
If it's real, but if they don't, then what do that say about the people that's
not
in
what I'm
control?
saying. It can't be what we want it to be. We want these people to suffer tremendously because we feel like if they do suffer, then it's justice and we belong here. But I'm telling you, we are guests in this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are guests here. And once you realize that you're a guest and what you up against, then you'll change the way that you think. We want them to suffer and go to jail like they did us.
I think
we want to be held accountable.
We want
Like
because if this happened, then we can tell ourselves that we moving in the right direction.
And you know what's so relevant about what you see? You're absolutely right because not only is it it'll prove that there's a
Because we need it.
Not only do it prove it's a hypocrisy, even the media feed it.
Yes, sir.
They feed it that it's not a hypocrisy. And the reason why, because even the media is attacking Trump.
Yep.
They not attacking these people that just acted out. You got to work out your own soul of salvation.
Yeah.
These people went in on their own to do what they wanted to do, regardless of what Trump said. Now, if I tell you to go do something and then you go do it, they ain't finna just bash me. They finna bash you. If you get killed in the process, what they gonna say? He shouldn't have been trying to break in there. But these people, these poor people are, and I'm not saying I'm glad they did or nothing like that. Just hear me. I'm just showing you how the media twist things. They don't want to call it for what it is. These people acted out of emotion, if it's real, based off of being excited by Trump and his generals to go commit this crime.
And let me tell you something.
The media looking at them like they just innocent people that just was listening to them.
There was fighting for their beliefs.
Right, but if it's us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kill.
Kill. They deserve to be dead.
And that's how they looked at us. Let me tell you, I had a few conversations with a few people, and when our people was out there looting, doing the George Floyd murder, it was so many people come to me like, what's wrong with your people? Why your people acting like this? You know what I'm saying? And they was looking like, they should be punished. They should be, they stealing ATMs. They doing thugs. All this. They doing, now it didn't flip.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And now we looking at them. That's why I say, like, this is our first time really looking at them in this type of light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they've been looking at us in that type of light for years.
Every day, Channel 7.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the first time it's been nationalized, but most of us, bro, we already know they savages.
Right, but what he's saying, when you seen it broadcast, just like every time the news come on, you hear something about us.
Exactly.
But when we seen them in action, we couldn't deny it. Like, man, they fouled just like.
Ain't no but the media not pushing that though. The media not pushing like they fouled. Who they attacking? Trump. They attacking one person.
And then with that is, I think that it's so important that we bring awareness, because our people, when I talk about our people, I talk about African American Black people,
foundation.
A large amount of our community, our people don't even know what the hell the difference is between a Republican and a Democrat. When they think of Democrat, they think of Bill Clinton and Obama. They think of Republican, they think Trump or George Bush. They think that's good. I mean, that's bad. I feel like when it comes to these voting and it's time to vote and it's time to like stand up and speak a voice, that's when we're supposed to be woke and see what's really going on with these politicians, because neither Trump or Biden really ain't shit, if we want to be real with it. Right. But Black people are so sick and tired of people getting killed. Our people getting killed because they have a phone in their pocket or because they running or jogging or something so minute. So now that's where the outrage comes in at. So what do we do about that part? What do we do about the people that's getting killed, the 11, 12-year-old people that's getting killed for senseless, no reason by police officers and things like that? That's where the outrage comes in. So when we're talking about the white man's restraint, it's bigger than just our community. It's bigger than politics. It's about what we can do as Black people to say we sick of this and we're going to become more woke to what they're doing to us.
Right. And it's saying, like, where's the equal rights? Where's like listen, we was protesting somebody getting murdered. They protesting because a man is out of office.
Come on, man.
Right.
Think about that.
Come on.
And they use force on us.
Come on.
But restraint on them. That don't add up.
And you're 100% correct. And what Reg was saying, the father, what do we do about that? That goes back to what B. Scholar was talking about, pre-show, you know what I mean? When he was talking about when are we going to start treating our own like they treat theirs. You know what I mean? And we have to start coming together. We got to show more restraint ourselves. Yeah, we got to show more restraint ourselves. One of the greatest things I seen recently on the media was actually Jacobs Blake uncle, who was in Kenosha.
Right.
And he was talking and he showed so much restraint, man. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that they did not bring charges to this cop, you know what I mean? And I love that about him, but they was when are we going to show that? When are we
going to show that restraint with each other? Like, so when the dominant society does something for us, we know how to get into character.
Yeah.
But we don't really know how to demonstrate that with ourselves. So the question back to you, Reg, was as far as them killing us, right? They're not going to stop killing us because they adopted the psychology that we live by. So I mean, but now see, now it's
Reverse it though.
Yeah.
Reverse that though. Actually, we reversed their psychology.
Right.
We reversed their psychology of killing us.
We helped them out.
It's reversed.
Yeah.
It really we accepted theirs.
We accepted theirs.
We inherited
right, because like if we really hate each other like times 10, they're not finna just come out and start praying for us. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the confusion right here. But see, I think we also moving into a period of an awakening, right? So if we see these images and then we can compare these different things, and then we could come out with, you know, a better understanding. We have to change the way we think.
Yeah. So and I want to say this based off of that, you know, and that's why I'm glad like Turbo, Mr. Moolah Monster himself.
right. Shout out to Moolah.
Shout out to Moolah Monster. When you said when you clarified things and you said that I ain't with either side attract me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's real because I know that's what you're saying. Yeah. And that's why I was trying to get you to see what I was saying before. Right. You know what I mean? And I already know that, you know what I'm saying? But the way when you put it out there, and with that being said, is about us looking at this situation, right? And we looking at this, stop looking for them to save us.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm getting at.
Stop looking for either side.
Stop looking for their restraint.
Stop looking for their restraint because they not going to exercise it when it comes to you because that's not what the plan is. Yeah. That's not what their goal is. That's not what they set out to do. What we need to focus on is we need to have that type of restraint.
It should be the black man's restraint.
You know what it is too? I think it got something to do with confidence too. Let me tell you why. Because we so, you know, defined on what they think of us. You know what I'm saying? We always want to eat at their restaurants, live in their community. You know what I'm saying?
We never had nothing.
Listen, so what I'm saying is when you got confidence in you, I think it start there. Because then you ain't gonna want to be like no one but you. Okay. When you love you.
And that's true. So, but if your confidence, which is your culture, has been erased, then where do you find that? So this is why we say with the system, right? You are right when you say confidence, but they did a great job at ridding us of our culture. Yeah.
Well, I believe they tainted it more so than ridded us. They tainted it.
I'll take that.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, of course, you know me, I'm going to tell you, know, he said that God said that the scepter would never depart out of the hand of Judah. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do as a people, they follow our people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what even allows us to even befriend, you know, white people. Because I got some white friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's even because they understand, you know what I'm saying? They understand me to a certain extent, and I understand them, even the ones that won't speak up about the injustices that's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I won't even put you in that position because I already know. Because I'm only going to let you get so close to know, you know what I'm saying, anyway, because you're going to tell on yourself anyway. Right. You know, and I don't want to put you in a position where you feel like you got to choose. All I want you to do is choose what's right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of all that, what I was saying was, we have our culture. We just allow them to taint it with what their perception of us is, or what they want us to be perceived as. Meaning, you look at the music, you know what I'm saying? The media. They always want us to be looked at as thugs, you know, baby daddies, baby mamas, ratchet, gangsters, you know what I'm saying? That's how they want us to be portrayed when ain't nobody more gangster than them. I'm gonna keep it real. And Trump just proved that if that's real, because he said people are his own people. You know what I'm saying?
We doing an excellent job. So you're right with the confident thing. We all saying the right thing. Is that how do we get back on track?
I think we have to catch the wave back. And as simple as that. We got to catch the wave back, and we got to get away from ordinary thinking. And that's what we doing here, thinking outside the box. We got to understand that our mother's way, our grandparents' way is not the way. That way gonna take you to a way where you're gonna grow old with a bad back and die. That's it. That's it.
Not that, wait a minute. We make, I ain't gonna say it's not the way. I think we can learn from it.
Definitely can.
We can learn from the generations in the
learn how to cook.
No, wait, I ain't talking about
learn how to do all the other things that they teach you how to do.
No, what I'm saying.
Listen.
Well, hold on. Let me just drive for 1 second. What I'm saying is, we can learn from the foundation and build on it in the direction that we going on. So for example, anything that an inventor would make or a creator would make, they have to go back to the fundamentals.
Okay.
So if you erase the fundamentals, you had no foundation.
Of course.
So we have to go back to our foundation, our fundamentals, and improve it.
Yeah.
This is what this is because if we rid ourselves of that, this would be saying like they didn't understand what we going through or they never experienced it, right?
And
so we can't dismiss them like that.
And ain't nothing new under the sun.
There's nothing new under the
We
sun,
can't
right?
take, long as we don't take the bad shit away, you know what I'm saying, and bring it into our infrastructure. Because if we do that, then we fighting within again. We got to destroy and rebuild. And that's destroying everything. When they took down the projects, they didn't took down half of them or some of them. They took down all of them. That's destroy and rebuild. That's what we got to do with our own people. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to listen, because everybody's way is the way. You know what I'm saying? Let go and let God deal with it. I love that. You know what I'm saying? But it tells you too that you have to work. You know what I'm saying? You have to work. So that's what we have to do in order to make a change.
Well, that's why I believe what Big Scholar's saying is that we learn from them, but like you said, we do gotta adapt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And anytime you're talking about building on something, the foundation is set. When we talking about building, you're talking about elevating. So we should go up higher in even our thinking.
Yeah.
We should go up higher in our way of processing things. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to deal with other things, more issues. Like now you got more social media. That's crazy. One of the craziest things I heard somebody told me is worse now than it's ever been. I said, that's a lie.
I don't believe that.
I said, that's a lie. I said, it's just now more publicized.
Yeah.
I said, because I know for a fact, you know, I remember
Yes,
I was telling them a story of when my grandfather and my father had took me down to Mississippi to visit some of my folk, right? And we go down to visit my people, and they was telling me about my great-grandfather. And they was telling me how they showed me this land, and they showed me this shack way back in the back. And they say, man, your grandfather used to cut hair in there. And I said, yeah, he used to cut hair. And he used to shave this white dude's face. You know what I mean? And every time he would go to shave his face, the white dude would tell him, you better not cut me, nigga.
Right.
Every time he would do it. And he said he got so heated, you know, because he like, I've been saving your face for the longest.
Right. You keep killing me.
You keep calling me this and treating. So one day he just cut the mold off his face. Then he looked at him. They say the man was terrified. He got up, he left. Said my great grandfather already knew what was happening. He closed down shop. He went home. He told my great grandmama and told the family, I'm finna go. They come to kill me. I don't want nothing to happen to y'all. He left. They never seen him again.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Now he could have. Maybe he left and started a whole nother family, or maybe they did end up catching him and lynching him. You know what I'm saying? But this just goes to show this stuff was happening back then, and it was legal to do it back then. They would get mobs together to come kill people like they're killing now, even though we still being lynched today. Because when you see somebody like a Tamir Rice, you know what I'm saying, killed like that, when you Trayvon Martin murdered like that, Eric Garner choked to death like that, Freddie Gray, you know what I'm saying, Orlando Castillo, when you see all these people, when these people getting murdered on national TV, those public lynchings. You know what I'm saying? But it was more back then, it just was not caught on camera. You know what I'm saying? It was just not caught on camera.
The information is getting to us quicker than it ever was before. So that's why it's like multiplication. But I'm a piggyback off of what Brian has said. Like with what we've seen on the Capitol with them storming it, and then, you know, naturally we're gonna take that and compare it to situations that our people have been in, and then we gonna feel somewhat what's the word I'm looking for? Discomfort. You know what I mean? What I would say, rather than, you know, dwelling on the emotions, man, we should use this as energy, right? To tell ourselves, you know, will we continue to allow ourselves to stay in these conditions? Will we continue to allow the police to oppress us? Will we continue to allow our children to be undereducated or miseducated? Because we got to also understand that some of those people that stormed that Capitol, they teach our children. They teach our grandchildren.
And I hope this make the history books.
Right. So you have teachers storming the Capitol with this hatred or these radical views that you left in the care of your children, right? And so then like what Park said, and they wonder why we crazy. You know what I'm saying? So what I would say, like I'm with you, family. Like, you know, let's tool up, like and radicalize ourselves and educate ourselves on the situation that we in,
and stop asking and start telling.
know what I'm saying? We need to start checking ourselves.
Own your gun.
We need to start. Hey,
Own
I ain't
your gun.
against none of that.
Touche.
And you know what? That brings me into
Hold on, because white supremacist is at its highest. Understand
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
Is at its highest.
Yeah.
You starting to see it. I didn't see it at first. Now I see it.
it's more publicized.
That's all. We
So
said
now we see it.
it's always been around.
It's been there.
It's
but now
being,
we see
they
it.
said it's gonna be televised.
It's
Yeah.
more televised.
So that brings me into a interesting way to think about things, because what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, here at TLTB is we're bringing, like I said, we're bringing a new way to educate, new way to motivate certain things, bring awareness to certain topics, right? So what we're doing is we have an actual segment that I want to bring to you guys' attention. It's called What's in That Bag, right? So What's in That Bag is basically I bring about some topics that's going around the world, and the guys on the panel will tell me if something in that bag they can talk about, or ain't none in that bag, right? So the first thing I want to talk about was there is on social media, there's a couple, a black and a white couple, a man that's black, a woman that's white, right? And they talk about how unequally yoked they are. The man is a Republican. The lady is a Democrat.
Okay.
The man is a Muslim. The woman is a Christian.
Okay.
So could you guys be with someone unequally yoked? Is that what's in your
Okay,
bag?
let me go first.
That's the story of my life.
Let me go first. Right. First of all,
Black people always.
I think you know who you was referring to. I think those people. I think you know what this, like when you start dating, you start knowing this person is this or that or it's compatible with me. You know what I'm saying? Certain things. But if you jump in anyway, knowing that you don't have, compatibility with this person, everything that you get, you got coming. Okay. That's just plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Because dating is to get to know you. You understand? And if you don't have anything compatible, you can't be my spade partner.
Hold on.
So you can't read signs. We can't even play spades together.
You gotta know.
You gotta
if I'm
know.
saying, let's
I'm getting
go.
the spades out first.
Hey, listen.
man, no.
So that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So if that person, end up, doing something that's out the ordinary, or she did something out the ordinary, hey, y'all knew what y'all was getting yourself,
Yeah, because a friend of mine told me, you got to learn to live with her good and her bad, and I got to learn, and vice versa. So piggyback on if we ain't, if it ain't gonna work. It may start, but it ain't gonna finish.
Okay.
Well, and the Bible tells us how can two walk together unless they agree.
Okay, now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If we ain't in agreement with these things, then there's no way for us to be able to walk together, work together, and be productive at it. You see what I'm saying? Now, I can try it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong, because I tell people that all the time, even through counseling. What y'all need to do is, before you get married and all this, you need to date more. You need to court more. That don't mean with one person. That's with multiple people. You're like, what?
Okay.
You tell me, yes. You should date multiple people, because see, dating don't mean sex.
Right.
Y'all mean sex. Y'all get
But hold on a second. I didn't know that dating didn't mean sex.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's the problem. We think dating means sex.
We know society makes
Society
sense.
make it think it's sex.
Well, who want to do that?
We all do. That's why I'm married.
You can match. But like if she strong while I'm weak at, or vice versa, we might can work it out. But like you said, if I'm a Muslim and she, a Republican.
Or if I watch cartoons,
we
and she
already
watch
know
the
that ain't
news.
gonna work soon we have
Right.
kids. You know what I'm saying?
But there's a narrative that goes along with society that says that opposites attract, right? That opposites are supposed to. So this
That's what society says.
exactly. So
That's what's sad, because when you get married, you're becoming one.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? You start to come together. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that I will compromise for you, but we can't disagree on everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be in agreement. And if I'm going to lead you, you're going to follow my lead. And if
Good
you're
point.
not willing to follow my lead, I'm not mad at you. You're just not the one for me.
So, Brian, you basically say ain't nothing in that
Ain't
bag.
nothing
Ain't nothing in there.
Ain't nothing. Scholar,
Ain't nothing in that bag.
What you got?
Ain't nothing in that bag.
Ain't nothing in that bag for me too.
And you know what? It's really too on how strong your beliefs are.
Yeah.
Into whatever you believing in. Like if you a Democrat and you strong with it, if you're a Muslim, you strong with it.
Yeah.
Like, cause if you weak with it, a person, your beliefs can overpower her. You know what I'm saying? So it could be like, you know, she gonna get in where she fit in at, or you gonna get in where you fit in at. You know what I'm saying? So it can go that way, but you know, like I said before, ain't nothing in that bag.
So I think that's a good one, because I think that sometimes we view society as truth. Social media is truth. Everything that we see on public eyes is truth.
Yeah,
but
they think it's real.
I think that we have to realize that Instagram ain't real. Facebook ain't real. Twitter ain't real. You know, some people that post stuff can be a facade of what they want people to believe. Just like another topic we're going to talk about for what's in that bag, right? There is a statistic going around that 85% of men, 85% of men that wear women's underwear are more masculine. There's something in that bag for you.
I ain't never heard of that.
Wait, say that again.
85% of men that wear women's underwear are more masculine.
Where's the 85?
Yeah. I'm part of the 15.
Ain't nothing in that bag.
I'm part of the 15. There's nothing in that bag.
Ain't nothing in that bag.
Ain't
I
nothing in
never
that
knew it was
bag.
men, men, women underwear. Like
Because there was an article about boy shorts, right? Because, you know, men, you know, whatever. Women wear boy shorts, but, you know, sometimes men said that, okay, well, the more comfortable, the better. I can wear boy shorts, or even, you know, you had the boxes that's all the way tight, all the way up.
You know what I'm saying?
We wear boxer briefs.
So I think that's where the confusion comes.
Boxer briefs is ain't.
But does that mean you're less manly or masculine because you wear like tight briefs or something that may
I
look
wear
like
boxer briefs.
I wear boxer briefs.
I wear boxer briefs.
I do.
That ain't women panties.
No, those, because my box said Nike. It said Nike.
Right. Boxer briefs.
They lied to me.
They gonna have that opinion.
But you know, it's some women that will make seem like, okay, well, babe, it's okay if you can wear my, you know, and that's,
I don't want to meet that type of woman. That was part of your first question.
You deal with being a woman, and me deal with being a
Right.
man.
listen.
Now, I put up a disclaimer.
on.
We not against
Hold on.
those that
Stop it.
subscribe, though.
Stop it.
Right.
Because we're gonna go back in the day when see, we want to see women with some nice on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a whole little teddy, whatever. It could be G-string, thongs, whatever. We want to see them something nice, right? They want to see us something nice too.
This is
Right.
wow.
No, what I'm saying is they want to see us. So back in the day when
Wait
they had
a
these
second.
old cheetah print draws, Rez, I know you was a fan
Hey, I'd
of.
had a cheetah.
See what I'm saying?
before.
Okay,
Oh,
so what I'm saying is,
I'm an 80s baby. I'd had a cheetah print
Right,
pair
what I'm
John
saying
before.
is-
That's our time right here. Right.
I'm just saying. Your girl never told she wants to see you with some cheetah print. You know what I'm saying? Chippendale.
Well, you go first. Like,
I'm just asking
it's your
you guys.
story.
So y'all wouldn't wear no cheetah print draws.
Talk to her, Rez.
I'm-
Y'all ain't gonna wear no cheetah
You
print
want me to
draws.
keep it real, bro?
I think.
You want me to keep it
let
real?
Brian keep it real.
I'm gonna keep it real. When
Okay.
that
Listen,
game time,
right, but
I'm
tell them
quick
first.
to strip. I ain't going.
Right.
I ain't putting no nothing.
I'm going commando because
You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real.
it's something about the Tarzan that don't do good
Oh
for
my
me.
God.
I ain't trying to put nothing back on. When it come off, that's what we dealing with.
Right.
The putting on, come on, man.
I think that's something that happens in relationships when you get comfortable with a person and the woman feel like, okay, babe, you can do this. I'm not going to tell nobody. But as a man, do you feel less manly if you got no brown panties on to spice up your relationship?
You
Is
should
all
have
I'm
on
saying.
panties, first of all.
Let me know when y'all go to the next
You know.
subject.
But ain't nothing in that bag with the,
Ain't nothing in that bag.
Y'all
you know.
wild.
but, Rez, you can have the cheetah print draws. You know what I'm saying?
And then look, you
I
know,
like cheetah print draws, man.
Leopard. I think it was leopard, right?
listen. Red, it's important that Red is able to express himself.
Hey, man.
Right? No, I'm just, look, we're not against that, Red. You know,
I think if y'all girls, y'all wives tell y'all to
No,
put
I
on
They
cheetah-
will. They know
I
they
think they
lying.
would.
I know they
You,
lying.
Brian.
You really don't know
If your
me.
wife said,
You
babe,
really don't know me.
if your wife said, babe, I seen some cheetah print
Ask my
draws.
wife. Ask my
Can
wife.
you put them on?
She
You ain't gonna
tell
put them
you,
on.
No, indeed. No,
look,
indeed.
I want to be comfortable. I want to pass Samir looking like
Man.
Barney Rubble.
Oh my
You know what I
God.
mean? So, ain't nothing in that bag for me, though. You know?
Ladies and gentlemen, I know we just bringing some light to what we're talking about because, in truthful, this is a really serious topic, man. Our nation, our community is in trouble, and of course we think about how bad 2020 was, right? We can even think about now. And last January, Kobe and his daughter and people got killed. So it started the trend for 2020. 2021, we see this happen now. So what I'm saying is, what we need to do is, I believe, is we need more black male leaders, and we need to be more accountable about what our race is doing and be more aware of Democrats and Republicans in the House, and just be more aware and conscious of what's going on. So before we sign off, I want to definitely thank my brothers, and I want to give them the floor to say anything they want to say before we go into the next segment. Grind.
I just want to say, y'all absolutely right. We need more of this.
Yeah.
We need more coming together, informing our people, talking, communication. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give each other hope and build each other up so that we can understand, despite of what's happening on the other end amongst us as people, we got to do better to be better and bring about better amongst each other. What we saw was, if it was real, it was a tragedy. And if it was staged, it was a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they showing blatantly showing that there's a hypocrisy within America. And what they're, like I said before, what they're showing is that there's more leniency. If it was real, they're showing that it's more leniency towards white criminals than it is towards innocent black children, which is bad. And if it's fake, if it was staged, you're putting on a show to show that this is how you feel, that you should be more lenient towards white criminals than you should towards innocent black children. And I'm saying people in general, but it's even worse when you're talking about the innocent black children that's been killed and you have been lenient on them. You show no leniency on them, but you show this leniency for white criminals. And I just pray, I pray that as we bring awareness to our people, that they will take time to realize that both sides, no matter how you look at it, their restraints is for them, they're not for you. So what you got to do is show more restraint for one another and come together in unity so that you can rise above all this nonsense.
Thank you for that, brother. Appreciate that. Scholar, got some last words for the people?
I think my brother Grind said a lot, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I think we need to start to become the change that we're looking for.
Okay.
So rather than us really, looking for right and wrong and good and bad, we need to take a conscious decision and evaluate ourselves. And so as my brothers here today, we're starting to make that change, and we decided to think. We decided to put ourselves in action, and so we are going to be the change that we're looking for.
Appreciate that, brother. Definitely. Mulan Monster, what you got for the people, man?
I just want to say, police ain't shit. They not here for us. They here against us. So when you hear that, protect and serve, they're not here to protect and serve you. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head on the swivel. You understand? Pretty much.
You know what, guys? This show is going to go in the archives, but it's going to permeate throughout time, man. This is not only just for black men with black clothes on. This is for successful black men with something to say. This is a platform that's going to cause the masses to come out. And we're not ducking no smoke. TOTB is about bringing awareness to what's going on in the community, all right? I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man, on behalf of my man Grind, Scholar, my man Moolah. I'm Reggie moving forward. Definitely tune in to the next show. We got a surprise guest for you guys. The ladies of council with the council is going to rock the show. Stay tuned and check us out on YouTube and NDTV. And on behalf of the gentlemen, we are
Thinking outside the box.
Next time, y'all.
See, things have come to head. Time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane. They cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day. But not talking intoxicating rage. Not this is follow tragic, then was comprehended. This has got to stop. No, I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim.